So today we're going to talk about how to stop overthinking, and this is something that I have struggled with for years and still struggle with, and I'm slowly learning how to overcome it, and I want to help you guys. So stay tuned. I have been an overthinker for years. Basically would just analyze situations, misinterpret them, think that someone was mad at me when they weren't, and it would make me miserable. Because not only would I just be so anxious going into situations and worried all the time, but I would just be like terrified. And you don't want to live life that way. You don't want to overthink everything that you say, everything that is said to you. So this is how you do it. First of all, you realize that things aren't as bad as they seem. You know, like sometimes, and I will give you examples drawn from my life. I won't go into too much detail, but I do want to come to the understanding that in each of these examples, overthinking only hurt me. Firstly, you have to get out of your head, okay? The worst thing that you can do is just be stuck in your head and think, oh my god, what did I do wrong? Why aren't they talking to me? What did I say? Did I upset them? Is it my fault? Am I a bad friend? Am I a terrible person? No! You're not. You're not any of those things. You're human. And look, it's normal to question things and to be confused and to overanalyze. We all do it. We all overthink. It makes you so miserable because you're always expecting something to happen like it is happening in your head. But it's not going to, because this is the real world. And life is not, these fantasies that we create in our head. Tip number one, you have to get out of your head, okay? And the way to do that is to just say, I don't know why this person isn't responding, and I'm okay with it because it could be multiple reasons, and I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I know that I'm okay. So what does it matter, Secondly, and I will repeat this to myself multiple times. Don't look for others to supply your own happiness, okay? Because I would do that so many times. Every time I got a text message from a friend or someone I was close with, I would get excited. It would make my day. And then when they didn't respond for like an hour or something, or 3 hours, I would freak out because I would start to overthink the entire situation, and that's when I realized that I depended on other people to make me happy. And I'm not saying, other people are not important. They are. But your needs come first, okay? So you have to look inside of yourself and think, why am I so obsessed with attention? Why do I need people to make me happy when I can make myself happy? Thirdly, you don't make things worse than they are, and don't assume. Honestly, the big key here is to not assume, because, with texting and with other things in life, there are misunderstandings. You're not able to convey emotion that well through text. It's just hard. The best thing that you can do is take a step back and not assume. Okay, so let's say you texted your friend and you planned on meeting somewhere and you guys talked about it like before. This is not an example. This has never happened to me. And they didn't respond. You're looking at your phone and you're like, well, what the heck, we planned on meeting. Now, you can react in two ways. One, you can be upset and think that it's something you did. You can assume all these different assumptions. Your friend hates you, your friend is not gonna come, your friend doesn't care. Or you could say, I don't know what happened, but I'm not gonna assume. I'm not gonna assume the worst, because honestly, chances are your friend forgot, or they got busy and they didn't get the chance to tell you, or they were overwhelmed with so much stuff that they couldn't do anything. So when you assume, you make the situation 10 times worse. Fourth tip is don't expect so much from other people. I'm not saying this in a negative way. I would expect so many things from my friends, okay? When I would say something, I'd be like, why aren't they excited for me? Why aren't they saying anything? Why don't they care? It's not that they don't care. It's that, they have their own lives. They're doing their own things. And maybe they didn't get to say anything at that moment. It's not that they don't care. Just because someone doesn't say something doesn't mean that they don't care. And you have to understand that. And you have to not, strive for all that attention when you can just, give it to yourself. You did something, you find it exciting. That's what's important. Yeah, you want to share your excitement with others. I get that. But you can't always expect that reciprocation. Okay? Because when you do, that's when the overthinking comes in. And that's when you're like, well, what did I do wrong? Why aren't they reciprocating what I did? Why am I giving back so much and not getting anything? It's not about that. Yes, friendships are give and take. And you're gonna have instances with your friends where you're just gonna feel lost and, why aren't they being there for you? But it doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that, they're not thinking about you, or it just is, okay? So you have to take control of your own life and not expect so much. Because when I would expect, and I still do, I still expect things sometimes, I get disappointed over and over again. And you don't want to live that way. You have to look at all the times that your friends were there for you. And especially now when everyone is shut in their homes, this is a difficult time. And it's so hard for someone to be happy for you when they're not happy. It's hard, and you shouldn't expect that. And that's on me. When I would expect things from people who couldn't give them to me, that's on me. And I need to stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, you can't control other people. You can only control how you react to them and to situations. So I can't force, the reactions that I want or the expectations that I want to happen. I can only force myself to accept things the way they are and to look at the good things that are in my life and the good things that came out of my friendships, and to not overthink it all the time. Okay? Tip number 5. You should try to basically rewire your way of thinking, okay? And this is a big one. Anytime a thought comes to your head, like, oh, they don't like me, oh, I upset them, rearrange that thought and think, why am I thinking that? Yes, they like me. They're my friend. No, I didn't upset them. They're busy. Rearrange it into something more positive. And then you'll believe those positive thoughts. A friend once told me, positive energy multiplies, okay? I know a lot of people know these rules of the universe, but if you put positive energy, it will come back to you. It will multiply. It will grow. Just like negative energy. Negative energy will also grow and consume your life. And you don't want that. You don't want your friendships to be based on negative energy and pain and terrible thoughts. So anytime you get a thought like, no one likes me, or I'm not good enough, or nobody wants to listen to me, rearrange those thoughts and realize that they are just thoughts. They're not the truth. You will only know the truth if you actually have a conversation with this person, face to face. You can hash out some things, but honestly, the best thing is to work on yourself. Work on how you react to situations and how you deal with them. Because you can't control other people. You can only control yourself, all right? So thank you so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving break, everyone. Bye.